Concurrent training is defined as the combination of resistance and endurance training in order to maximize all aspects of physical performance. Athletes use it to get into killer shape before the season starts. There's a problem. See, the issue with concurrent training is that endurance training has been shown on multiple occasions to impede on strength and hypertrophy gains made from resistance training. This means that some of the effort that these athletes are putting into the gym is being offset by the very same effort that they're using to try and improve the other aspect of their game. This phenomenon is known as the interference effect, and the funny thing about it is that it doesn't work both ways. Resistance training has very little to zero impact on endurance markers such as VO2 max. Aerobic adaptations seem to take precedence over improvements in strength. Now, as a trainer, maximizing and balancing the adaptations made from concurrent training is my number one goal, and it's important for these athletes to take their abilities to the next level. Well, what if we just replace the endurance bouts with HIIT? HIIT stands for high intensity interval training, and it's characterized by small but intense bouts of exercise followed by a brief rest period before re-engaging in the exercise. Now, it has been suggested that the interference effect can be diminished by concurrently training using high intensity interval training in place of endurance training like running or cycling. The reason for this is because high intensity interval training and resistance training are able to produce similar physiological responses. Resistance training, in particular, high long sets done to failure, are able to produce cardiovascular stress and energy deficits that are akin to what you would find in HIIT training. And HIIT training is able to produce increases in lean muscle mass, muscle strength, and fiber size, although not to the same extent as resistance training does. Now, some research has found these suggestions to be true. When researchers allowed for 24 hours between HIIT and resistance training sessions, they found that the interference effect was significantly diminished and in some cases even completely eliminated. My goal is not just to completely eliminate the interference effect, but to flip it on its head. I want to find out if there's a way to augment the adaptations from resistance training using concurrent training, and there may be. In 2018, a study on concurrent training found that lower body strength was actually impeded in the group that did cycling HIIT training, but it was unaffected in the group that did running HIIT training. This suggests that the modality of HIIT training can impact the adaptations made from resistance training. Now, this is perfect because there's tons of different forms of high intensity interval training, and each one can produce slightly different physiological responses that could impact the strength and hypertrophy gains made in the gym. Now, I haven't found much literature that has spoken on people who have discovered ways to augment the adaptations of resistance training through concurrent training, but that's where I come in. My job is to get these athletes to train in a way that is going to maximize their potential and make them believe that they are their absolute best selves.